The children, we didn't know, but they had a visit with, okay, so they were we didn't know, but they had an overnight visit with their grandmother that we did not know about. But their grandmother thought they were supposed to, and the agency didn't tell us that they didn't, but they didn't tell us that they did. And so we were like, are they supposed to have a visit? But it was like, their grandma was like at 4:30, like, okay, we'll meet you over here at 5 o'clock. And we were like, whoa, we didn't know we were supposed to meet you at all. Yeah. Today. We thought we were supposed to meet you tomorrow. So then we had to run around, like, finding out if they were supposed to have a visit and then getting everything ready for the visit and, like, telling them they had to go to a visit. And it was just a lot. So then Jen and I were like, let's go get a drink. And Jen wanted to get a drink in the basement of Macy's, which has a nice, like, restaurant bar. And then we drank a bottle of rosé.
Well, it sounds like you guys deserved it.
It was necessary. I don't know if we deserved it, but it was required. Anyway, but it happened. It was done. It's fine. Whatever. It fucking was ridiculous, but it wasn't their grandma's fault.
Mom, sounds like the agency.
She did. It was the caseworker's fault for not telling us.
That's not cool. No,
really wasn't. And Peyton was like, they need to tell us. Like, she was very agitated about it. So, which understandably so. Like, it was fucked up. Hold on. We're listening to a CW commercial, of course.
That's okay. I'm eating my dinner right now.
So. That's okay. What are you having?
It's a frozen lasagna.
I hope you heated it up.
I did. The problem is it's too hot, so I can't eat it too fast.
I like my food very hot. Jen and I have always had this disagreement. Because, like, when we heat up some, like, if you just, like, cook food and whatever, that's fine. But, like, if you're heating up something like soup, I'm always like, you did not make it hot enough. And Jen's like, I made it very hot. And then one day I made her soup. And she was like, holy fuck. Like, she was like, this is insane. This is way too hot. And I was like, oh, wait, you like it at that other very low temperature? And she was like, yes, I prefer my soup not magma level. And I was like, no, it has to be very hot. What's up? How was your week?
I was, like, really busy. It was just kind of crazy with work. And then the children's librarian and one of the other full-time people were, like, sick. So pretty much they were out almost all week. So
that's a lot. Speaking of libraries, this girl I know wants to she's a records manager.
Mm-hmm.
As am I. And she wants to change from being a records manager to being a librarian, which she could do. But I was like, I don't know that being a librarian is all you think it will be. You know what I mean? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong.
You have to say things like, I really enjoy working with people. And...
Well, she's been applying to NYPL, but I think she's having a hard time getting an interview because her background is not librarianship. And, you know, she's been in a different field for 10 years. But I don't know. I got her somebody who works at Queens to talk to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm like, the grass is always greener on the other side, girl. You know what I mean?
It's true. If you have a good job, it's like, why give it up? So
she does have a good job, and she has a good, like, a pension and all that good stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it may not be as
glamorous.
It may not be as glamorous as you think. Exactly. Especially not at NYPL.
No. I've heard it's only gone downhill.
And that's saying something.
But work was good, so the children's librarian last year, we did this thing at the high school called International Night, which is like the ESL teacher like brings together like it's like I guess it's like I feel like I sound vaguely racist every time I talk about it, but it's like it's basically like if your parents were born in another country or like your grandparents were and you like are a bilingual family, or I guess you just want to embrace your ethnicity, like you go to this event and it's a way to like connect people from really
cool
who are sort of like connected to the community but also like have a relationship to the school. So we had a lot of fun last year. And then I think even if she wasn't sick, she couldn't go. So I tried to get one of the staff members to go with me. And like no one volunteered. So I ended up having my trustee chair go. And I don't think like we were there and we set everything up. And I'm like, so was this what you expected? And he went, I really like didn't know what to expect at all. Because there's probably like I would say 150 people go to this thing, like if you count all the individual family stuff. So, and then they like all cook. They like it's like a potluck. They like bring different like food from their culture right to the thing. So that was cool. So, and that was the part I like. So we were there, and there was a woman because the high school is in Northborough. This Northborough woman was there, and last year they sent 4 staff members and they just sent this one woman this time, and I've met her before a few times, and she's like nuts. She's like every time I meet her it's the first time I'm meeting her. She's just like so disconnected from reality. She's like exactly why when I meet librarians I don't like them sometimes, because we're like at this booth, right? And because we made it, I have a picture I can send you. It's cute. So like people are coming to the booth at the end, and she like comes over and starts talking to me about like the ESL classes that they're doing at her library. And it's like I wanted to be like, excuse me, but we're here to like talk to these people. Like the conversation we're having I can have later with you, like in an email. Like I don't really need to talk to you about this right now. So
just save it.
It was like that. So I worked all day and had to cover the children's room, but then like had to go set up this booth and be there for like 2 hours. So I didn't see David at all really yesterday. I went out to his work and had a drink thankfully no one was at the bar. So I got to see him for a little bit, which was nice. And then it was one of those days where he was up all night and he slept all day. So I saw him right before he left for work. So I just like I'm starting to hate these weekends where we're like, it feels like we're on different wavelengths. We're just on like opposite sleep schedules, and it hasn't happened for a while, so I should not complain. But it sucks. So
yeah, no, it just sucks when your partner's like working when you're awake, and like or your time. It's sad. It's not fun. Like part of why you want to be together so you could like be awake together.
Yeah, I might stay up all night tonight. I haven't decided. And our dryer is still broken. It's not getting fixed until apparently like May 12th. So
what time does he come back?
Oh, tonight, like late, like 5 or 6, probably.
Christ!
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
crazy.
We'll see. I know it was like Handmaid's Tale. I have like a lot of TV to catch up on, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, at least you have your own time, sort of. Like you can, like you can relax.
Normally I do laundry, and I can't do it, so.
Are you tired when Monday rolls around?
Sometimes I drive him home from work on Sunday, and then if I'm wound up, I can't go to sleep. So I try to like go to sleep right when we come back, and it never works out. So
Monday's it's hard. You can't just like snap into it. Well,
so
whatever.
I'm just complaining.
You should start a nighttime library that only goes at night when bars are open.
That sounds like it could be sexy.
Sounds like it would be a terrible idea. A bunch of drunk people in the library. Anyway.
I told him I wanted to go to New York.
Are you ready?
Too. Yeah, I told him I wanted to go to New York recently, and we kind of had, I wouldn't say like a heated discussion about it. He just like doesn't want me to go without him, but he never really is going to take the initiative to go. So, plus, I don't know. I messaged your mom, and she's like, "When are you coming to visit?" And it was like, I want to be like soon. I want to come in like the next 2 months sometime. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he doesn't want you to come without him, but he doesn't want to come.
I know.
What does he want you to do?
Not go. He does. He wants me to not want to go. So.
But you want to go.
I know. So I'll go.
And also, why does he want you to come without him? If he doesn't want to come, it's okay. Like that he doesn't want to come, it's fine. He doesn't have to want to come. It's not his friends. It's not his place where he used to live. It's not a big deal. But then just let you go.
But then it was like, I don't know, I was upsetting him. The idea of upsetting him was like not something I wanted to do.
No, I understand. But is he upset because he thinks you'll like hang out with people that he doesn't like? It's just that he'll miss you?
I think it's more like he just doesn't want to be left out, to tell you the truth.
Well, then you should come.
Yeah.
But he's like worried about coming?
He's got to take time off work to go, and he won't do that. So.
Does he ever take time off, even for stuff he wants to do?
Not really. So.
Well, he should take time off, period. Just for like you did.
He only really takes he doesn't, because he only works 3 days. That's why he doesn't take time off.
Oh, I see. But it's the days that you would be able to come, so that's when you would want to come.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, you're always welcome. And thanks. As is he. And it's also like you're not coming to be like a tourist, you know what I mean? You're just coming to hang out. Like, you're not coming to like do a whole ordeal.
No. I feel like I have very little to say about this episode. I just watched it. I'm starting to watch it again. Yeah. But anyway, let's go.
All right. Well, this will be quick. All right.
Oh, do you? Well,
Are you frozen?
You say you usually say hello, Ryan.
I just said that.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Let's take it again from the top. Hi, Rose. It cut out again. I'm not kidding. I heard hi though.
Oh my God. We're cursed. We're here. Ready to talk about Riverdale chapter 32 that you said you don't.
Hold up. You're like breaking up so much that I'm not hearing you at all.
Oh no. Is this better?
Yes.
Really? Being closer to the thing is better. All right, I'll just hold it up here.
It was like you were talking and I was hearing like every 5th word. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I can hear you fully.
Okay. Ryan, pretty little recaps. On the scene to talk about Riverdale chapter 32, Prisoners. And you have nothing to say.
No, I have stuff to say, I guess. It's just I didn't like love this one. Maybe there was no Tony, right?
That's true.
And
that's true.
There wasn't enough righteous, like angry Cheryl. But I do love at the beginning. I will talk about only vacuous, inconsequential things. I love the black hoodie vixen shawls that they have.
How do they have those? How do they even have black outfits, black socks, black pom-pom shoes, black pom-poms, black capelets, black socks? Their school colors are blue and gold. Why do they have these black outfits?
Because you never know when you're gonna have like funeral singing.
From cheerleaders?
I don't know, man.
It was lovely. It was well done, but I was like, why do you even have these? Did they wear that to Jason's funeral? Or did after Jason's funeral, Cheryl say, we should have funeral attire? You guys should have been wearing this at Jason's. And I'm so upset that you didn't have it. Let's order it now.
Yeah, that must have been what it was. Is Cheryl had the idea after her brother's death. Because she was like, I'll never be able to wear this white dress again. That was...
Oh my God. Everybody looked great at the funeral. I love Kevin's coat at the funeral. But again, what season is it?
It looks like it's winter again. They look very cold. You can see their breath when they're outside, and there's snow outside.
Yep. Again, back to winter. It's been like a week and a half since it was warm out, but now we're at winter again. I couldn't deal. Or every time it dies, every time somebody dies, winter descends. I don't know. I am sad about Midge, though. It's very sad. Midge is dead. Midge is really dead. Her mom is crying. Everybody's upset. Keller is interviewing people about it. Midge is for real dead.
There is Reggie does console Moose. And then Kevin looks longingly at Moose.
Yeah, they'll have time for that. Not at the funeral, Kevin. Not at the funeral. Cheryl does look terrific in this funeral cheerleading outfit. Her lipstick is lovely. It's a darker shade than usual. She's wearing some sort of motorcycle gloves. Everybody's funeral attire is great. It is great. And Sheriff Keller is really mad at Keller because I guess he just lets people keep getting killed. Were you surprised by her anger?
Cheryl?
Yeah.
No, there's something wrong. I'm hearing an echo in my voice.
Oh no, on your own voice?
Yeah, I'm hearing me speaking through your microphone after I talk.
All right, let me try to come back. Hi.
Hi, testing one. I'm not hearing
better?
it anymore. Yeah, I'm not hearing it anymore. I'm sorry.
That's good. Okay, so what I was saying was, were you surprised that Cheryl was so upset at Sheriff Keller?
I feel like Cheryl reacts emotionally to everything. Like she doesn't do anything small. So I will say there's a lot of interesting decisions that this episode makes that are probably not great. It does feel like we're getting to like a final round of episodes and they needed to accomplish a lot in this one. I don't know if that's fair. I will say Cheryl, first of all, Cheryl has all this righteous indignation in this episode that essentially goes nowhere in the course of this episode. So will she do something in a future episode? as with Riverdale Past, maybe, question mark, we don't know. I will say we've never really seen Cheryl and Midge interact. We've never really developed Midge as a character who's never had more than a couple lines in each episode she's in. So the idea that it's great to have everybody sad and in a funeral together, but it's not. Here's like, you could have gone a lot of ways with killing somebody and then having the episode reintroduce the Black Hood, which is what this episode does. We'll just say that up front. None of this was, I think, a surprise to anyone, right? You knew it was going to go in this direction. So here, to me, like Robin Givens dying, with the show spending so much time with her, to me would have more emotional resonance than killing Midge. It's a background character, I think, for all intents and purposes, who dies. And the fact that Cheryl cares so much is consistent with Cheryl's character, but were they friends?
No. I understand what you're saying. I don't think it's really about that. I think
Midge certainly didn't go to rescue Cheryl from the gay conversion nunnery.
No, I think it's more about everybody being like on edge that the Black Hood is back. And this episode brings a lot of things back. It brings back Nikki St. Clair. It brings back the Black Hood. It's like suddenly like a lot of these old anxieties are like reawoken. And so I don't think it's necessarily like Midge. I think it's like Cheryl's reaction to the fact that like nothing has changed. They have not advanced past this. The Black Hood is out there. People have been killed. Her brother was killed. Something is still afoot. Then Keller hasn't done shit. And she's right. And I stick to my theory. It's part of a secret society of dudes. And Keller is aware of the Black Hood and covering for the Black Hood. And the Black Hood is, at least in part, Hal Cooper. I will never be shaken from this belief. And just to jump to the end, I think this episode certainly gives fuel to that fire. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, but I don't know that I don't think Keller was protecting the Black Hood. I think Keller was under a lot of pressure to close the case and get it like somewhat resolved, as was the watchership of the show. Yes, the viewership. We were so sick of that story. I think anybody who watched Riverdale was. And it's almost like Keller was like our spirit animal in the show. He's like, yeah, this guy had a gun and tried to bury these two teenagers alive. Clearly he's the asshole killer. So let's blame everything on him. And there clearly was, with all that teen investigation, it looked like all of that material kind of supported everything. But the killer stopped. I mean, I would argue that the Black Hood either took advantage of the situation that was there, where people thought Svensson was him, or he lied low because he wanted to do something. He was planning on, the heat was needed to die down a little bit so that he could kind of come back. Again, it's going to be interesting to me, because now that the show is pointing a finger at Betty's dad, I don't know that it's going to pull the trigger. At least it's addressing that like Betty's dad should be suspect, right? So at the very least, there's that. To me, the Black Hood's motivations are bizarre. To start calling Betty again and to kill Midge at this high school play, why? On both the points, would he want to do this?
I don't know. Why do people kill? Why do people do these things? I don't have any fucking clue. You're right. The Black Hood's motivations are opaque to us, the audience. At first, it was like he's killing sinners, but what sins have these people truly committed? They're just children. There's another. Okay, so Betty and Veronica and Archie and Jughead, after Midge's funeral, where everybody looks great and Sheriff Keller gets slapped in the face, they go to Pops because it's the after funeral milkshake time. and they talk about who is suspicious. They don't suspect Betty's dad. Another suspect, Chick. Hi, Jen. Jen's here.
Hi, Jen.
Hi. I came to refill your. You'll have a lot, but you could put a little champagnes. She's putting champagne in it. Wait. Bye, guys. Thank you, Jen.
It's like extreme champagne close-up.
Anyway, so Jughead floats Chick as a suspect, but Betty's like, he can't be Chick. I went and got him. He didn't even know Mitch. Didn't have anything to do with this.
Rose, it can't be the one person we know that killed someone else. They can't be the killer, right? Wait. So they've killed before.
But not that way.
I'm
and
with
Archie's
Jughead.
like...
I'm with Jughead. I also would be suspicious of him. I think it was just he wants to go to the Bone Zone with Betty, and Chick was there. Chick was at the high school. That was suspicious.
That's true. But he doesn't have any ties to Mitch. So I understand. But meanwhile, so that's the basic thing here. Everybody's like, what's up? Now the hood's back. Midge's dad. What are we doing?
Since we're not going to go in a linear format, and I'm sorry to cut you off here. I am a little tired, and I apologize to our listeners for my exhaustion. But I will say, leading to, because you know me, right? I have to look at all the different avenues that this could be in. Let's say Chick is either the Black Hood or in league with the Black Hood, right? Just for argument's sake. The Black Hood demanding that Chick be brought to him at the end, right? Mm-hmm. Could be not because he wanted to kill Chick, but because he wanted to get Chick away from Betty and Jughead and Alice, who had discovered that he wasn't Charles.
Who he said.
Yeah. Because he was like outed as a liar, right? So
a pretty little liar.
I don't know if I would say Chick is pretty. He's definitely he's definitely very gaunt. He looks very...
Some people would think so. Anyway, I want to say two things. One, the lodges always have a lot of fruit at their breakfast. Have you noticed that? They don't eat anything else at breakfast. They only eat fruit.
They're very fit people. And they just like natural, organic, grown. I'm sure Andre has a garden in the back where he grows some things.
It's like pineapples and stuff. He can't grow pineapples in a garden in this winter weather. How could he grow anything?
You're right. It is winter. I forgot. They clearly have a greenhouse in the Pembroke on the roof. You know, I don't know, Rose. I don't know why they have so much fruit. I don't know. I thought Andre was in the hospital. Who's doing their shopping? Archie clearly has his own crap going on. He's not driving no car, picking up the groceries. Who does do the shopping in the Lodge household? It seems like I can't really picture any of them, Hermione, Hiram, or Veronica, in a grocery store, like a straight up supermarket. Also, why did they not name Veronica with an H name? Wouldn't that have made sense?
Maybe it's in honor of a like a relative or something.
My parents' name are Thomas and Tina, though, which is very weird. It sounds like it goes together. And then they didn't name any of their 3 children with a T name. And I'm like, I probably would have been all up on that. I would have only named my kids T names, but whatever.
Yeah, but they didn't pick their own name. So the fact that they both have T names or that Hiram and Hermione both have H names is just incidental. It's not on purpose. They didn't name themselves and then marry themselves because of their names. It's just a coincidence. And the names that they prefer may not start with the same letter.
Rose, you don't know why the lodges fell in love with each other, okay? Maybe they were just like, they saw the sick and twisted H, like, looking back at them, and they're like, it's like me, but like a girl, and it's like me, but like a guy, and then they just jumped on it. Do you know why I'm just not excited about this episode? Because we have to spend like time talking about Nikki St. Clair, and I'm like 100%.
No, I don't want to talk about it. Just for a second before we get to Nikki St. Clair, there's two things. One, Cheryl Blossom, Hermione Lodge. I would like to see more of that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, Cheryl Blossom opening a door to Hermione Lodge, everybody's outfits, they're looking at each other. You know, in this they team up for like an editorial or whatever, but again, I don't understand the politics of this town in that a mayoral hopeful, like it really cares about the opinion of a high school like cheerleader, but okay, whatever. But I want them to team up. I enjoyed their team up. I'd love them to continue to team up on other pressing political issues in the town. That being said, fine, great. Not enough Tony. There obviously no Tony. Very upsetting. Second of all, forget Nikki St. Clair for a second. Let's talk about the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. Jughead and Betty go over there.
Is that the same nun? Is that the same nun that was torturing Cheryl?
I guess.
I think it is, right?
Yeah. She's got a lot. She wears a lot of hats at the convent, and so she's their top administrative nun, as well as being their top gay conversion torture nun. Specialist. And she is
talking. She's a specialist, Rose. Okay, she specializes in gay conversions.
Got a lot, but she does the administrative work as well. And so Betty and Jughead are like, so tell us about Chick, because they know he was at SQOM, and Svensson, who they thought to be the Black Hood, was also at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. And it turns out when they look at the file, the Chick wasn't Charles. Were you shocked?
You know what? I was not expecting it, but I was not surprised. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's. I mean, you say what you need to say. I thought he wasn't Charles since that one with the DNA, but then Alice explained it away. So maybe he was Charles, but he's not. He wasn't Charles. He was a bad boy. Bad shit.
It is. I'm right at the part when they first have him tied up in the basement, which, by the way, I don't think we've ever been in the Cooper's basement before. It was nice that we had a little set for that. I don't like that he slashes Alice Cooper with a knife, and then the minute he wakes up tied, he's like, "Mommy, let me go. Mommy, let me." You just stabbed the woman. Like, your credibility is at an all-time low. You're not going to recover. Sorry.
Yeah. And Betty punched you in the face. That was the best. I love it. I love girls punching people in the face in a television program.
I mean, here's the thing, is like, how does this Alice child chick story factor into anything else? There are many characters on this show, and I would like to get into their lives. We've repeatedly talked. Josie, not in this one. Another nosy episode. We're not saying like we're nosy, we want to find stuff out, but we do want to find out what Josie is up to. And when there's no Josie, I say nosy. Okay? Why aren't we getting Josie? That's my question. But we spend, not that I don't mind, like, just having Alice, like her emotional breakdowns, and the fact that she can cry in this way that she like can't really talk anymore. I'm into it. I'm like right there on an emotional level with her. It's the Alice Betty stuff is better than spending time with Veronica in this episode, because there are so many things we have to talk about as the kidnapping progresses. But maybe it's like I want to see the characters as the kidnappers versus the kidnappees, and with Archie in this defensive position where they're trying to have to get him out. At least like the Cooper women are being proactive and like duct taping the dickhead to their basement. I do love how Alice walks out of the house. She's like throws her door open and then just doesn't even look behind her. Now here's my thing. There's the revelation that Chick is not the son, which is like, okay, didn't see it, but not surprised. That's sort of consistent with Chick being like the dickbag that he is. Were you surprised that after Alice telling Betty that FP wasn't the dad, to then her going to FP and saying, "You are the dad of my actual kid"? So we've been waiting for that for a while. This episode delivers that information in a strange way, as it delivers all information. Just very odd. Just so expository, but while also having this weird plot of kidnapping just all over the place.
I liked it. I feel like we got a lot of info, and it was info I was waiting for. I felt very satisfied and vindicated and like attended to. This is shit that I thought was gonna happen, that I wanted to happen, and now it fucking happened. Like,
okay,
I don't have a problem with how it went down.
I'm gonna put you in a very awkward position, right? I'm playing with this sort of blanket on my head right now while I'm asking you this question. The listeners can't see it, but it's amazing. It's like I wish I had long hair that I could style. So, but just follow this hypothetical, okay? Because I want your answer. I think I already know it, but for the benefit of our listeners, we need to address this question. It's important. Are you ready?
Yes.
I kidnapped Jen because Jen like just beat the hell out of me during my car accident recovery broken leg thing. I'm also mad about my limp. Okay, so I have a lot of problems. What I am going to do is say, hey, I will give you Jen back, but you need to bang me before you get her back. Now, would you?
I don't think Jen would want me to.
This is not about what Jen wants. This is about what I want, and this is about you wanting Jen back.
Look, I think you have to. Okay, first of all, let's be clear about what you're referring to. You're referring to the fact that Nick St. Clair had some goons go out and basically entrap Archie, beat him, take him, kidnap him, take him to a secure location, and then is ransoming him to the lodges. The lodges are like, we're not paying this. Sorry, you're a teen terrorist and you don't get our money. Obviously, Veronica's very agitated, so she's going to try and go in and make a deal with Nick. And what is on the table? The sex that she owes him, apparently, as well as some cash. She has to do what she has to do to get like forward on it, right? Like she can't say, no, I won't do this. Then he'll just fuck up Archie and maybe kill him. Because he wants to prove himself to his father as like somebody who can do murders. So I feel like she has to string along in this game. She has to keep it moving. She can't say no. It doesn't mean she really wants to do it or that she will, but she can't just like say no straight away.
Yes, she can.
Well, what do you think she should have done?
Do you think that Nick St. Clair would have killed Archie?
Yeah, he don't give a shit.
Is it because he decided not to shave for 2 days and he's trying to grow a manly beard now, which automatically makes him look more evil and rapey? I mean, I'm gonna call his bluff. He is just a little turd. He's so much of a turd in this. He's not threatening at all.
I'm not saying that he's threatening like as an individual, but you have to look at his history. He is threatening. He was willing to drug and rape a non-conscious person. So that's already a real fucking big violent crime. He was willing to he believes that Veronica owes him sex, which is a ridiculous thing. Like that's a manipulative and like power play issue. He was willing to have Archie and like recruited people who would do this. He knows people who are going to go ahead and go to that be a murderer. He already fucking hates Archie. So I don't see where he is, like, I don't see that he cares. Like, he doesn't strike me as a murderer, but I think that the thing is, anybody can be a murderer, Ryan.
That's my favorite murder teacher says this. The whole blackmailing Veronica for sex is just so unnecessary. I guess it's used as a device for Veronica gets to one up him later.
Yes. You just don't like anything in this episode, Ryan.
No,
you're just not into this episode.
I like the return of the lollipop ringtone. And I like there's a couple things. So let's talk about the few things that I did like. First of all, Jughead's hair game, especially towards the beginning of this episode, is on point. Second,
yeah, when he takes off his beanie to put on his helmet when he's gonna go ride his bike, I did notice
exactly
his hair
the scene I'm talking about. You know, girl. I like Kevin confronting Cheryl, and I
did too.
I like the idea of, again, we can't have Kevin too much in the episode, but I like the idea of Kevin versus Josie. I like this idea that they will somehow be adversarial with each other, and just people will eventually have to pick sides. So I guess we'll see how that goes. There's some stuff with Kevin's dad. I also didn't mind spending some time with Kevin's dad this episode, even though he's not really in a good space. And I guess his job is in jeopardy, which, again, we have less emotional stakes over, because how much time do we really spend with Kevin's dad in the show? Like, not lots. And again, it's just like, I don't know, Betty's reaction when she picks up the phone, like, is like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck do you want? Like, that's just how she picks the phone up. It's great.
No, I also love the lollipop ringtone. Don't get me wrong. I didn't have such a big problem with St. Clair and his manipulation and him wanting Veronica to fuck him. It's not about him wanting Veronica to have sex with him. It's a power play that he's like, hey, Archie, I can kidnap you. I can beat you. I can fuck your girl in front of you. And then I'm going to kill you. It's just fucking psychopathic shit, man. You
forgot the part about how he set up a camera and then was going to make Archie watch him fuck her, which is like, you have to be like really narcissistic to just expect your bone zoning is going to be better than Archie banging her on a bearskin rug. I mean, who do you think is a better lover, Archie or Nikki St. Clair?
Nikki St. Clair is not a lover. Nikki St. Clair is a wannabe rapist, a fucking batterer of individuals, and a person who thinks he's owed sex. He's not making love. He's not having sex. He is sexually assaulting anybody. In the situations that we have seen him in, we've only seen him engage in sex as manipulation. That's at least as manipulation, at most as rape. So
okay, so you're saying definitely Archie is the better lover. I hear
definitely Archie.
Okay.
Definitely. Speaking of loves, oh my god, what were your thoughts on Alice and FP?
I want them to work it out and get together.
It was a lot. Like, I think what you're saying is that some of this was very sudden, right? Alice, amazing, great in this episode, crying, weeping, running around, having a lot going on, because not only did she find that Chick is not the boy that she thought, but that the boy who was her biological son is dead. And he came to her once, she shut the door in his face, and then he ended up dead, killing himself, ostensibly. And that's a lot to fucking take. And then she goes to FP to sort of reveal to him what happens. And he just hugs her. I do want them to work it out. I think they're a great couple.
I like their little flirt in the musical. I'm still not over it. I still really think, like, anytime I see Nikki trying to be menacing, I just really think of him like he has all his butt boys who helped him grab Archie and beat him up, and it's like he clearly is having gay sex with them. Like, just he's gayer than Kevin. He's so gay. Like, he leans into Archie so hard when he's like, I'm gonna bang Veronica, then I'm gonna come back and kill you, but with my penis, because I'm gonna fuck you to death.
Yes. No, God. All of that, I will agree with you that everything that happens in that sort of like organized crime world is really gay. Like, that's the gayest shit. So, I don't know. I mean,
Oh
Nikki
my God.
Sinclair's trying to bones.
So just in full disclosure, I love watching this a second time, and sometimes I do really like watching them back to back. When Jughead and Betty go to the hostel, it says there are two signs in the window, the cashier's window, that say no dogs. Absolutely no dogs. But then directly underneath it, it says cats okay, ... Why? Why are cats okay and not dogs? Cats
Because
are
dogs bite.
okay.
I mean, that's my guess. And dogs like go out around more. Cats don't want to be near you. I don't know. I think no cats as well, but they don't have that sign. They have a sign that says no dogs and a sign that says cats are okay. They're just into cats.
Jingle Jangle, Jingle Jangle killed Betty's brother.
So upsetting.
It's came back. Remember when they were mentioning Jingle Jangle in every episode, and we thought it was going to be a big deal, and then they've forgotten about it until this one?
It's just part of the world. I don't
like
mean
the Little Mermaid.
I guess I'll say this. While it's a tragedy that Betty's brother has died and that Alice turned away her own biological child and he ended up dead, I'm not sorry that we don't have to meet a whole new character. I don't have time for them. I don't have time. We need to clear the decks. We don't need to add anybody.
I'm just watching Betty threaten Chick. She's hot.
Listen,
she's so hot.
Doing, and he is fucked with her family, like, to a real serious degree. Her sister had to run away. I love how she takes notes though when the Black Hood calls. She takes notes like on that note board that they have in the kitchen. No, it's a regular telephone call.
It's an electronic whiteboard, and I really like to think that Betty bought that and has another one in her room just to make notes when the Black Hood calls her. Like, she was ready for it. Like, yeah, the Black Hood's dead, but Betty's like, clearly this is Riverdale. There'll be some sort of equivalent murder situation that I might need to take notes on by the phone. So let me.
And she's very conscientious, as is her mother. It's a house full of journalism. It's like living with two Lois Lanes.
You know, when Jughead walks into the room after she is writing stuff on the board, he asks he goes, was that your mom? Mm-hmm. And what does Betty say?
I don't remember.
She turns around and says, it was my dad. Well done, Riverdale. That was her yeah, you didn't catch that, right? I caught that right away. It was her excuse. She was telling Jughead, but that was the show going, is it her dad? They winked at us while they were doing that.
It's been a time I've said it. Have I said it was her dad the whole time?
We both have been saying that. I'm going to give us both fucking credit, Rose.
I mean, let the record show, I definitely said it. I don't know about Ryan.
Yeah. Oh my God.
said it first.
Please become a fan of our podcast and please listen to old episode where I'm constantly saying it's Betty's dad, bros. God.
Listen, this hostel where Chick lived is a piece of shit.
Except there's a nice Spanish lady there that needs help with her groceries all the time. That poor woman. Oh my God. I would say buenos dias to her as well. I'm right there.
He does seem very nice. He does seem very nice and like well put together. Her hair is like nicely put on. I mean, like she seems good. The light in the hallway is flickering like maniacally. The lady next door explains that Chick, whom we know, used to live with Charles, Betty's biological brother who died. And Charles was nice, but Chick was bad. And then one day, there was only Chick. And then Betty takes that back to the basement to confront Chick and let him know that she knows that he killed Charles. And then they slap him in the face a lot. Everybody gets slapped in the face. There's like 5 slappings in the face in this episode. I love slappings in the face. One of my favorite television tropes. Slap him in the face, everybody. But Chick's like bloody nose gets way gross like when he gets slapped in the face. It's too much.
Your nose bleeds a lot, man. If you hit the nose, it's gonna bleed.
Ugh, he's gross.
Archie somehow looked really hot when he was getting beat up. I don't know what that was about, but they were like, "We're gonna make his hair all messy, and then it's this. We're gonna put the red of the blood is just gonna make his cheeks rosier." It was like, what? Like he should look more. I don't know, ugly. The stylers of the show can't make Archie ugly. They just can't. Which is also why he's a better lover, Rose. That's why. He looks so good.
Fucking Nick St. Clair is not a lover. He's a rapist.
He is.
There's not a comparison between somebody who believes sex is a transaction that they are owed for and somebody who wishes to engage in consensual sex. This is not even the same world of things. It's like saying, who's the better shopper? Somebody who went to the store and like paid for shopping and enjoy. No, that's not a good analogy. I don't know. I can't think of an analogy.
You know why? Because we're talking about a New York friend of Veronica Lodge, and I feel like Veronica Lodge would take a quiz saying, "Are you a better shopper?" Like in Cosmo or something, right? So,
like it's a quiz.
I knew you were gonna laugh at that. I caught you. I know it's you always laugh more when I'm tired, but that was a good one. Okay, so
that was good. That was good. Oh my God. All right. So FP finds out that Jughead, or he figures out that Jughead is like down there beating up Chick, and he and Alice rush back over to deal with their kiddos and how they've been dealing with Chick. I do love Alice and FP parenting Jughead and Betty together, but it also weird because Jughead and Betty, their parents can't get married because then they'll be step-steps. I don't get it.
They did it on Gossip Girl.
I get it.
They did it on Gossip Girl.
Wait, whose parents got married on Gossip Girl?
Serena's mom and what was his name? The guy, the nerdy guy in the first, the Penn Badgley's character. The guy who was Gossip Girl at the end. Spoiler. Dan. So Dan, so Dan, who cares? Everybody should have seen it by now. We've talked about it before. But Dan's dad remarried, like we're never married in the first place, but they get married. And there's a period when they're married where Serena and Dan are together, which is weird. But
it's fun, but it's awkward. I never liked Serena and Dan together. Dan is not good enough for Serena Vanderwall.
Woodson.
Vanderwoodson. Too many Vanders. Serena Vanderwoodson.
Just like this show does not give enough credit to Josie, I feel like Gossip Girl always had a similar problem with Nate. And I really liked Serena and Nate together. And the show hints at it a lot, and it finally gets them together for a period, and it wasn't long enough in my opinion. I'm mad that the show does not end. It ends with her and Dan together and not her and Nate, and I feel like her and Nate were better. I liked Nate a lot.
Nate was fun. Nate was a nice guy. Such a fucking...
He was too nice.
Drama queen.
You know,
was. Chuck, didn't it start with them together? Yeah.
Chuck is one of the people who's being accused of all the sexual assaulting stuff in real life.
Good luck, dude. Don't sexually assault people, and you won't have these kind of problems. I don't know what to say.
Maybe Nikki St. Clair's behavior in this one disgusts me so much because it's like it is like a Weinstein, like, in order to get what you want, I need to get what I want, which is to put my penis inside you, and it's just so gross. It's like, oh, do you still like to dance? Oh.
No, he's gross. He's gross. And I'm really sick that I have to see his fucking face again. Good time with fucking... What are Cheryl and Josie? I bet you Cheryl and Josie are hanging out together. And they're like just chilling and talking about fun times they've had with Cheryl. And like, what is Cheryl going to want for her birthday? Maybe they go together shopping. Tony's like, oh, I have an idea, but I need some help. You've known her longer. Would she like this? Can you help me? What's her size? And they're just shopping, having fun, listening to music, driving around in fucking Josie's car, and doing fun stuff, getting stuff for the Thornhill now that they kicked out what's-her-face, and Cheryl's going to live there alone with Grandma. They're getting like, housewares and like fun stuff for Cheryl to like cheer her up while she's like Midge's dead, you know, like just girl talk and good times. And that's what's happening on their end of the woods. And I'd love to see that. Why do I have to see shitty Nikki St. Clair's gross fucking stubble face where he's like, yay, I can't wait to rape somebody on video. Also, how stupid are you that you're going to like, I mean, I guess it's not rape because she's like saying it's okay, but it's fucked up. It's
blackmail sex. That's worse. Well, no, it's not worse, but it's still gross.
But, and Archie just like gets superhuman strength because he can't take it that Veronica is going to be in this position and maybe end up having sex with Nikki St. Clair. He is not about to watch it. He's not about to stand for it. He just rips through his binds and just tears on out of there. What happened? What do you think was going on this time?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer your question because I'm going to forget this if I don't say it. When Veronica first goes into the hotel room, she says, champagne, caviar, pate, all of my favorites. Nikki, you remembered. And I was like, Veronica, you are 16 going on 45. Why are these your favorite things? What? Also, in the grand scheme of what's, like, not 5 minutes later, when Hal comes home into the house, Alice breaks down how Chick and her...
Wait, you cut out. Hold on.
Hello?
Okay, you're back. You were saying when Hal comes home.
So Hal walks in the door, and Alice just starts unloading all this exposition on him, like she did on FP. But she's like, Chick and I killed somebody, and I helped dispose of the body. And Hal goes, what? Which is really great, because if you talk to people who don't watch this show and you describe this plot, people have the same reaction. They're like, what is the show? So I love that.
Hal is just like, I have not been watching week to week. And I am surprised. I am surprised and shocked.
So I'm sorry, what question am I supposed to answer about Nikki?
I just was saying, what do you think is going through Archie's mind while he's hulking out and like running down the block?
Is it just I have to get there, which he does. But I do love when he busts open the door and he's like on the floor. It pans back to reveal just like Nikki collapsed, but then like stops on Veronica's heel. Like it was great. That was fun.
It was good. It was good. Wait, I am watching that scene where Alice and Hal are having it out, and she says, like, okay, Yasby kills a man. And he's like, what? And then he's like, but did Betty do anything? And she's like, no. And he's like, no, Mom. Like, and then she says, Betty, like, go to your room.
Mom,
and again,
Mom, you know I did.
I do love it when Alice is parenting Betty, and it's like the parenting is like a normal, the structure of it is normal, but the content of it is not. Like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Archie goes over and he stops the raping, manipulative, again, I don't know, blackmail, sex, I don't know what that was, but it wasn't sex anyway, because Veronica had a plan all along, and Archie, in his tight-ass jeans, is too late. Veronica already has drugged Nick St. Clair, and she wasn't going to have sex with him anyway. Don't worry about it, Arch. It's all good. She got it. She roofied him.
We didn't see... They made a note of showing us that, Nikki roofied Cheryl. I would have liked to have seen how Veronica got the stuff in his drink.
Yeah, I would have loved that too. She's in her locket. That would have been, you're right. It would have been great to see.
That's good. I like that as a delivery system.
Yeah, very clever of her. They tie him up. They call his dad. They ransom him.
They ransom him.
It's great.
Oh, we did not talk about the thing that made me also upset about it, which is because we didn't even talk about why we were spending time with the lodges, because basically Veronica goes and she's like, yo, like Archie is part of our criminal empire now of 4 people. I guess 5 if you include Andre, who's still maybe there, but in recovery, right? So she's like, we have to go get Archie back. And they're like, no, because Nikki's parents are also tied to organized crime. Okay, what? So they're like, yeah, so that would expose like weakness. And then there's this whole part where Hiram's like, Archie's not my son. This will set a precedent for our enemies. And you know that who they'll go after next, which is implying that they could go after Veronica, which, by the way, they could go after Veronica anyway. There's not that the logic that is present in this episode is so frustrating.
Some Archie?
They cannot write criminals. The writers need to stop trying to write them.
I understand what you're saying, but the whole show is about like people doing crimes and stuff, so it's gonna be tough if they don't write any of them.
Organized criminals. I'm sorry, let me say, like, this whole like trying to write them as like mafia people is just not working. It never works.
Okay, no more organized crime. Black Hood, though. I did enjoy where we ended up with this. Black Hood.
I feel like anytime we talk about Black Hood, I should do that. Then I should be like, hello, Rose. Have you missed me? I'm here to punish sinners. Which, by the way, he wanted Nikki dead back in the day. Why isn't he going after Nikki? Let's solve problems. Come on, Black Hood. Where are you? Get in the game.
I think there's multiple Black Hoods, one of which is Hal Cooper. But this time he wants Chick, and he basically says, bring me Chick. Betty sneaks away from her parents, takes that gun that she got from Grundy. So it's all coming together. Everything is so tight and well put together. She brings him over and delivers him to the hood. Bam, done. You're to the hood, Chick. Deal with it. Your very own angel.
Yeah, I do like the callback that Betty still has the gun from Grundy's car. That's like one of the earliest episodes in the show. It was like episode 4 or 5 or something where she gets that. I guess Alice just doesn't really clean her room anymore because she would have found that gun.
She should clean her own goddamn room. Come on, Betty. Clean your it's fine. She has her own private, gun locations. It's no problem.
Do you think Chick is dead?
Probably. I mean, I really honestly don't care, but you're right. Maybe they'll pop the fuck back up. Maybe the hood wanted him. Maybe he's in with the hood. I bet you he's in with the hood. And the hood is saving him. And it's just a fucking ruse. So he's like, bring me Chick. And then Chick gets out there. And then it looks like he's trapping Chick. But he's one of the people who's working for the hood. I'm telling you, the hood is a fucking cabal. Not one guy.
More than just one red circle jerk?
It's all the fucking assholes from Reddit who think that women owe them sex. That's the fucking Black Hood. You don't think I'm accurate on this, are you?
No, it makes me mad that people like that exist on Reddit, but also that you know about it or read about it or whatever. They should all go away.
Listen, they existed before Reddit and they will exist after Reddit. It's just that Reddit helps them all get together. And that's what's worse. And that's what makes it more challenging in this time to deal with this shit. All right. Keller has to step down as sheriff. He's upset. He wanted to be the sheriff. He loved being sheriff. He turns on this red.
He can be sheriff again if Fred Andrews is mayor.
Why?
Because Fred will put him, the current mayor is the one who made Keller step down. So the whole idea is that if Fred gets put on, he will give Keller his job back, but the lodges won't. He says that in a line of dialogue.
Well, good luck, Keller. I bet you his wife is going to come back and complicate his whole fucking shit.
I'm just going to say I was going to vote for Fred Andrews anyway, but I will say the current mayor makes him step down because he did a shitty job on this Black Hood thing, and he did do a shitty job on the Black Hood thing. That's why they still fucking Black Hood.
Totally. 100% agree.
So he's like drinking in his office, and he's like, "Oh, Kevin, I might not have a job if the lodge is getting in." And it's like, well, then I don't know, dude. Like, people were getting murdered. Somebody just else got murdered. You're in your office drinking and feeling bad for yourself. What I want is for you to be like disgrace. I want you to be like Sam Rockwell in 3 Billboards, but not violent. Do not fling people out windows because you're mad at them. Legit happened in that movie. What I want you to do, Keller, is you like lost your job. You're like disgraced. Also, please go out and try to prove that the killer is the killer. Try to do police work, because that's what Rockwell does. Rockwell arguably figures out who it is at the end. They leave it all very nebulous. Also, my recommendation for this week, go see 3 Billboards. It's great. It was Oscar worthy. Frances McDormand is amazing and deserved.
You've said it before. You've said it before that it should be seen. But you know who the real sheriff should be? Who really solves crimes and gets things done? Veronica Lodge.
I was going to say Betty Cooper.
Well, them too, both of them. Tag team sheriffing. Betty gets it done. Veronica also gets it done. Veronica gets $1 million in the bargain. She saves Archie. She frames Sinclair. I mean, not framed. She sets him up to have to deal with his own parents, ransoms him for $1 million, and shows her parents, and she's like, "Hey, I'm better at criming than you." And
the
they're
parents, like, St. Clair, clearly were not monitoring Nikki at all. He legit went to Riverdale, kidnapped somebody, threatened them with death, blackmailed, tried to get some blackmailed sex. It seems like he keeps popping back up as a recurring villain. So
it's true. He just does whatever, and nobody knows or cares. But it's a real problem.
I vote the Black Hood get him. Please kill Nikki St. Clair, Black Hood. We'd like you
if
to.
anybody deserves to get it, it's definitely him. Chick, I mean, whatever. I do think Chick and the Black Hood are in it together. Chick is being saved by the Black Hood. Chick is in league with the Hood.
Did you like that? That was my theory from the beginning. Remember when I said that? Because apparently I have to claim credit. Because now you're like, how's the Black Hood? And you never said it, Ryan. I said it so many times. I said it so many times, Rose.
Betty goes home to her mom after delivering Chick to the Hood. And she basically is like, where's Dad? Where is Dad? He's out. He's out and about.
For you. He went out looking for you.
He's a Hood, man. He's a fucking Hood. Betty is getting that idea. Betty will be pursuing this lead in the next episode. You could tell she's definitely like, uh-oh, my dad's a Black Hood.
Do you know what I want the last season of this to be called?
What?
Boys in the Hood.
I still want to know where everybody gets their hoods. Hoods are us. I don't know.
See, this was the best part about Liars is for no reason the girls would go to like some sort of store and it would be like a mask factory in like the middle of a wooded area, and it was like, why is this here? But at least we understand that maybe part of the reason there's these crazy killers wearing masks is because there's mask stores everywhere, and they were inspired.
It's true. They didn't leave you hanging in terms of like the supply chain of their villainy. You knew where the mask store was, where the doll repositories were. You had that back end wholesale connection versus Riverdale, where you're like, what the fuck? Where are you getting your hoods? Where are you getting your masks? Where are you getting all of this stuff? It's just not. It's not transparent.
What company does Veronica use to get those T-shirts? Okay, so many questions.
Exactly. What is the backbone of the economy of the villainy that's happening in Riverdale? We can't say.
Do you think Veronica hooked Cheryl up to get those Vixen black hoodies?
Oh, well, she does have that quick turnaround time, so maybe. But yeah. I think, now I'm going to stick with my theory that Cheryl got them before, when there were prior deaths, and she was like, oh, this would be very dramatic, and we really should have it ready. All right.
So, was it a Betty or a Veronica episode, Rose?
Ooh, it's actually tough. It's tough.
I know my choice.
It's very Veronica got $1 million and saved her boyfriend, but Betty punched Chick in the face and delivered him to a murderer. I'm gonna go Veronica. She saved her boyfriend and made money doing it. Veronica.
Technically, her boyfriend saved himself. Just FYI, he did.
Still would have saved him.
I vote Betty. Betty is my choice. I just liked her face when she gets a lollipop call again. And that was stone cold bringing Chick to the Black Hood. That is a different Betty than we met at the beginning of this season.
I know. It was a good Betty episode. All right. Gayest moment of the episode. We said we were going to do it, and then we didn't do it, so now it's back.
Okay.
Gayest moment of the episode.
Gayest moment of the episode is when Nikki St. Clair leans in to tell Archie that he's going to bang Veronica on camera, but secretly he wants to kiss Archie the whole time.
Ooh, that is a very gay moment. I mean, there are the Hiram Archie is always very gay, and of course Moose looking at Kevin looking at Moose is very gay.
Kevin looking at Moose is my runner-up because it was actually gay, and I feel like gayest moment needs to be something that's not actually gay.
No, the gayest moment can be gay, like on purpose, like actually homosexual. But I think you're right. I think you're right. The sublimated desire, the misdirected desire, the what is it called? What is it called? Ingrown like homophobia, internalized homophobia of Nikki St. Clair acting out his homosexual desires in a heterosexual manipulative rage. I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, that was a very gay moment. Not a good one, not positive, not healthy, but gay. All right. That's it. Do you have anything else about the episode that you'd like to point out?
No, I have housekeeping for you, though, which is next week. I don't think I can podcast because I can't do it on Friday or Saturday because on Friday I'm going to see comedian Ali Wong, and then Saturday I'm going to see her. So that's awesome. I love her too. I never saw her, and there were tickets, and I'm going when David's at work. And then on Saturday night, I'm going to see Jim Gaffigan in New Hampshire. So I'm having a comedy weekend. So I can podcast on Sunday if you would like, or before that.
I could do Sunday. Sunday's good for me.
Sunday so we'll do Sunday. I gotta drive David to work, so it'll be like Dave. I think I drive David in at like 8:30, but I'll keep you updated. So let's plan on Sunday, and then I will be able to talk about all my amazing comedy shows. That I
can't wait to hear about it. I can't wait to hear about it. Those are great. That's great. All right. I'm very excited to hear your comedy rundown. What was I gonna say? I posted 2 episodes.
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna get it because I'm like, I already got tickets for Jim Gaffigan like forever ago, and I'm like, oh, Ali Wong's only gonna be here for these like 3 nights, and then I was like, no, because I missed her at the Wilbur last year, and no, it's like she's gonna the minute I'm ready to go, she's gonna stop coming to Boston, and it's like, there's nothing I ever want to do in Boston. I want to go fucking see Ali Wong. So
yeah, no, that's great. That's a good purchase. I love it. Highly approve. Yes, people, if you have not watched Ali Wong, Baby Cobra, that is a great stand-up special. You have to stick through the whole thing, and then the whole thing has a structure and a payoff. It's amazing.
I don't want to lean in. I want to lie down. But yeah, so there you go. There's my recommendation for people to watch Baby Cobra on Netflix. It's great.
All right. Do I have a recommendation this week? Do I have a recommendation?
I saw Avengers.
Was it good?
It is. So it's long. It's almost 3 hours. I'm just up. I love it. You get Wakanda. They bring us back there, and we're there for a bit. The ending. There's going to be another movie, so you got to remember that when the movie ends. But it's also like haunting. It's a sad ending. I was very sad at the end of it.
Intriguing. Very intriguing.
All the reviewers are saying this, but it's more a movie and a journey of the villain than anything else, where we're checking in with all of our characters. But like, there's a couple people who stand out, and like Scarlet Witch gets some great OP moments. She's so crazy strong in this one, and then Doctor Strange is just, he has become master of the mystic arts. At one point he just starts projecting like 500 of him and it's like, he's awesome.
That he really brought his magical powers for this one. So
yeah. But sad. It's sad. It's a sad movie.
Well, best of luck to all of the Avengers. I don't really know what to tell them. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm into this week. I'm into Janelle Monáe. Her new album, Dirty Computer. So fucking good.
Icon. Janelle Monáe icon. Yes.
icon status has been like cemented. If it wasn't there already, which to me it was, but to everybody else, can't speak for them. She has fucking brought it with this album, with these recent video releases that she's been doing. And then, of course, with her recent interview in Rolling Stone, where she's like coming out as bisexual, pansexual, free-ass motherfucker. Just love it all. Wish her the best. Love everything she's up to and doing and who she's doing it with. Can't say enough good things about it. But also, like, the fucking music is just so good. Like, it's very smart. Like, the lyrics are very good and smart and interesting, and then also the music is fucking good. It's just good jams.
She's always been she's always trying to do something new, and I like that.
Exactly. I am going to go right now and buy tickets to the Janelle Monáe concert. Like, literally right now. I'm going to go do that. So I'm going to go do it.
Okay.
All right. I enjoyed talking about this episode with you. I feel like you warmed up to it.
I did. You know why? It's because I didn't love watching it, but I loved talking about it with you, Rose, because you're great.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. You always brighten my week. If you noticed, I posted 2 podcasts this week.
I did, and I hope everyone loves them.
All right. I'll see you next week on Sunday, Ryan.
Bye.
Bye.